can't handle the truth.
I want to say thank you to all the subscribers that's been sending me all these links on Twitter and on the PSN. You guys been giving me all this information from early this week until today, this morning, about all of this stuff that's going on. I want you guys to know that even though I'm not feeling well, I've heard you. And I'm wrapping it up into a nice video just for you guys. So please help me. Help me get this information out to the rest of the gamers. Click those links, copy those links, send those out to the appropriate gamers that need to see that information. If people like videos, send the video to them. Maybe they can learn this way. It's not going to be that long, I promise you. Um, I could have started with PlayStation news, and you already know what's going on with PlayStation. But I said, since Mass Effect is coming up, and I'm a fan of it, even though it wasn't supported the way I wanted it to be supported on the PS3, I still like the sci-fi RPG genre that is Mass Effect. So I will be getting Mass Effect Andromeda. It is confirmed that Mass Effect Andromeda on the Xbox One will be running at 900p. So you already know the PS4 version is going to be running at 1080p. And the reason for this is, if I'm 100% correct, Mass Effect is from EA. And you know the trend with EA, they've been running a lot of games at a lower resolution all generation for the Xbox One because it is weaker than the PS4, and they continue to confirm that. So, this is pretty funny. Polygon helps me break down two big announcements into one article. We have the PS4 sales surpass 53 million, and we already came and talked about the 50 million milestone. But Uncharted 4 moving 8.7 million copies. That's amazing. It is truly amazing that Microsoft doesn't want to talk about the sales of Gears of War 4. They don't want to talk about the sales of Halo 5. Speaking of software sales, the PS4 shifted over 50 million games globally over the holidays. And this is up from 35 million last year. But at least they give the proper information, right? Oh, what did Microsoft release this morning? Um, Look at this. Xbox closes a milestone year in 2016 with exceptional year ahead for gamers. No, this isn't a year ahead for gamers. They're giving out statistics. Let's see this one right here. 3.9 billion hours, up 23% compared to prior year. They're not giving out how many games have sold. They're giving out how many hours you guys played online. No one gives two fucks. No one gives two fucks. I think this shit is embarrassing. Therefore, I believe the third year in a row, they can't talk about sales. They talk about how many hours you spent on a certain application or what you do and stuff like. I just think it's embarrassing, dude. Like let's think about it. The third party developers that support Microsoft, they understand how big the gap is in sales compared to the Xbox One and the PS4. So, Microsoft coming out and telling everybody the truth isn't going to have much of effect. It just isn't. I mean, Amazon already told you that even though the PS4 Slim came out towards the end of 2016, it was still labeled the best-selling console. I that has to fucking hurt. That has to fucking hurt. There was there was one thing here I wanted to go down and find out. Here we go. I wanted to zoom into this. We weren't supposed to go back. That's not in the curriculum for this video, but I wanted to zoom all the way in. You know how I hate when people always act like you can't fucking see shit. So, it is confirmed right here. I just wanted to let you guys know this. Sony sold more than 6.2 million PS4 consoles during the holidays. So if you wanted to know why the PS4. Sorry, that's the wrong order. You want to know why the PS4 Slim came out towards the end of 2016, but it beat the Xbox One on Amazon. This is why. Because during the holidays, the PS4 sold 6.2 million consoles. That's pretty embarrassing for Xbox to get outsold by a brand new Uncharted 4 PS4 bundle. Embarrassing. Embarrassing. Um, as you guys know, we have to move on and tease a little bit of these Nintendo fanboys because they're coming out of the shadows too. So it kind of sucks for you guys that Mass Effect is coming out in March and it will not be on the Nintendo Switch. EA has no plans. EA also has not came out and talked about Madden, NBA Live, or any of their other sports properties for Nintendo Switch. So I don't know if they're gonna let up their grudge with Nintendo, but it doesn't seem likely. Also, for Nintendo fans that have been begging secretly for a lot of PlayStation games, there's a little rant that I have right here. It's not really a rant, it's an informative section right here for you guys. This is the PR person for Atlas and Sega, as you know. I believe Sega brought Atlas, so they're basically one and the same now. So yes, this is why he's talking about Persona 5, which is by Atlas, and Yakuza 0, which is by Sega, because they're one and the same company now, if you weren't paying attention over the last year and a half. So, as you know, and this is what he said already, Persona 5 platforms, PS3, PS4, Yakuza 0 platforms, PS4, and he said that's it. He's gotten so many people begging, not just from the Nintendo Switch community, from the PC community, and we're gonna get to these guys in a little bit too. That it's funny that he has to come out and say this shit. And then furthermore, pretty much the day afterwards, he revealed the box. He revealed the box for it with the PS4 console exclusive logo. And my theory for that is, if it's not a first party PlayStation game, they're not going to put only on PlayStation because they don't trust a lot of the developers. Later on, developers get greedy and they put games on different platforms. So they rather just keep this logo to be safe. So that's what I'm seeing. It's a pattern that I've saw for third party games compared to just first party games that have the only on PlayStation or games that they're concrete about. Um, but I just thought it was funny that, there are already a good amount of Nintendo fans probably begging for Persona 5. I don't know a lot of Nintendo fans that are interested in Yakuza 0, but from what I've heard, a lot of PC fans want that game, but they're not getting it either. And I've made this statement a lot in recent days that the PC has lost way more exclusives than the Xbox One over the last 3 years. I believe 10 times as much exclusives on the PC have moved over to consoles, whether it's PS4 primarily on the PlayStation Store, because there's tons of Steam indie titles on the PlayStation Store now. It's pretty sickening. And we already saw this in the beginning of the generation when a lot of Xbox fans used to call the PS4 the Indie Station 4. I'm pretty sure you guys remember that insult. But that's because the indie developers weren't making any type of money on Steam because the piracy is so high and the PC gamers are so cheap. But that does not also mean that is 100% true. It's like would just always get their indie titles. We get some of the best of their games as well, like Diablo 3. And for their anniversary patch, they're giving the PS4 Pro users 4K support. So PC fans have been bragging about, oh, we have the better version of this. It doesn't seem like that anymore. And it's really funny. It is funny. Go look up. I dare you guys. Go look up some indie games that are on the PlayStation Store. Google the name and put PC or Steam behind the name on Google. And you will find out that those games existed on Steam before they came to the PlayStation Store.
It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. So you get nothing. You lose.
Guess what?